Thou shalt not forget that the land belongs to Africa. It's a nobody came with a ship here, and they had a piece of land in that ship. So ngiyabonga kakhulu. My name is Ntuthuko Yabenguni Khuzwayo. I'm a historian and activist. I come from the UDF days. Let me be particular. I'm an activist. Yeah, when there's conflict, I love it, and I move around that and work out strategies. We are here because we are following the footsteps of Inkosi Ulangal Balele, who is among Ulangal the first son of Pungan. Ulangal Balele is among the first Amakosi to strike hard against colonization. In 1872, when he was the British colony in Natal, they wanted him to register and return all guns. Remember, in that period, there was a discovery of diamond in diamond fields in Kimberley. So as a result, Amakosi in the East region noticed an opportunity that if they take their warriors, because this this lion coming from south, a British lion coming from south is swallowing everything in terms of the land. They noticed that the only strategy that they could have is to take their warriors straight, command them to go straight to Kimberley, fight the stone, give whatever that the white people need from a stone, but get paid in guns. So they got so many guns that if British colony started to be worried, and this is the leader we are following, Ulangal Balele the first. So he got arrested for that, and skirmish fights happened. One encounter, more than 200 Tamaslubi warriors were killed because they were not ready. They didn't have enough arsenal to fight back. They were still fighting the traditional way. So that's why you see him with everything, the gun and the spear and everything. Who are these warriors who are behind me? We are one of the great warriors ever. Set up a new campaign. Thou shalt not forget that the land belongs to Africa. It's a nobody came with a ship here, and they had a piece of land in that ship. So their role now, it's so difficult because most of the traditional leaders we've got two categories of ukos. I'll call it ukos, not traditional ukos. We have ukos that is ancient, that resisted and lost. So and most of them are like those behind me and hundreds of them. They are in the archives because the colonial referred to them as criminals. So me and you, who is not born of those, are not existing in paper. So what is the role of the new modern leadership? Is to fight for that land again, fight for those resources, and then encourage the communities to understand their identity and their history.
We've just met the king of the Umaslubi tribe. And what is very clear, here is a community, here's a traditional leadership that has this deep connection with the Khoi and the San, the First Nation of South Africa, the First Nation of the world. There is our Hero Doman, understanding that it's people, our leaders, our forefathers, that has waged battles to make sure that we can break down colonialism. So the war of resistance and the struggle didn't start in 1912. It started way back, even before 1652. It started around about 1510. Not far from here that D'Almeida was killed after he tried to haunt and start to hijack the children of the Khoi and the women of the Khoi. And the Khoi resisted, and D'Almeida was killed. We're in the castle, a castle full of contradictions, because it was the custodian and the bastion of oppression, of colonialism, of everything that had to break down the psyche of the indigenous community of this country. And we are saying that in the year 2025, reflecting on the fact that it's 70 years since the Freedom Charter was put together through the Congress of our People in 1955, we are saying that now is the time for deep reflection, for review, for reset, and to path a new way for South Africa into the future. And that can only happen if we invoke the spirit of the indigenous, the spirit of our ancestors, and the spirit of the Khoi and the San.